When you're building a beautiful new home, it's all about striking the right relationships, finding a creative architect or building designer, and importantly, innovative builders who can foresee problems before they arise. Because when you're building the dream, you want a safe set of hands.
The big East Coast lows that hit this house are incredible. There were houses literally washing into the water.
Met Sally and Jason before COVID, got ready to start, and the pandemic hit.
It was touch and go at the start, definitely with the COVID situation.
The beautiful sites tend to be difficult ones, don't they? If they were project home sites, anyone could do it.
Well, Jason and Sally, I can't understand why you want to live here. This is wonderful.
No, we feel very lucky.
Little slice of heaven.
It's our piece of paradise.
It is. Now, we're looking east here, and it's a building which faces into the teeth of the elements. You had to build something beautiful but resistant.
Some of the problems the house had before were weatherproofing. We had to obviously waterproof the timber weatherboard, so we created a cavity between the weatherboard and the frame, and then we've wrapped the whole house in a membrane, something very unusual that you'd only do in a position like this.
It's obviously important to be able to withstand the elements here, and I think we feel quite lucky with the indoor-outdoor flow, so when it is nice we can really enjoy it, but actually sort of the winter is actually just as nice because we can close it up and we're almost protected from those elements.
What do you think is the secret in a beautiful holiday coastal home? What did you want to try and achieve?
Probably we could come up here, unlock the door, relax and not have to worry too much about maintenance.
You almost throw a fishing rod in from here.
When I walk into the place, I almost feel like decompressing. It feels like I'm on holiday every time we walk into the house, and that's really nice.
Tell me what the brief was.
Well, the house is nearly 20 years old, and so what we wanted to do was update it, but actually just keep the spirit of the house. And it was designed with the roof to actually mimic the sand dune. And which is obviously a feature of it, but it feels nice and open and quite spacious, even though the floor space is actually quite small. So we wanted to keep it that way, but just really bring it into the 21st century.
And that's the real trick of great design, creating intimacy, but still feeling there's expanse in the floor plan. Now, having a creative architect is one thing. You need some real problem solvers to build next to the coast. How did you come up with the builder?
For us, I think that the real important thing is that we don't live here permanently, and so we're never going to be up here every day checking on the project. So the trust and confidence that they could do it sort of without us looking over their shoulder was really important for us. And in the first meeting that we had with the architect and with Horizon, our confidence was just, in them was just very high.
But it was just nice that we had a weekly meeting on Zoom with Simon the foreman, Dave and the architect, and anyone else who needed to be on in the meeting if it was suppliers, and we'd nut out any difficult things so that we were part of that process as well. And all the staff and the carpenters and even the subcontractors that they needed at times when we had to get things a little bit speedier on the run, everyone was just so nice and obliging.
And also with Horizon, which was really very comforting for us, is that we could speak to Dave or Daniel or any one of the organisation was available for us to be able to speak to.
You're paying the bills. You want to make sure it's on time and on budget. Talk about that.
Yeah, sure. And the really important part about it for us was that right through every step, Horizon worked with us in terms of actually sort of keeping within it, where we might have actually sort of needed to add a little bit more. So it felt that we didn't come to the end of the project and suddenly it was 20% more than what we thought.
Right, and in terms of time?
Within a couple of weeks.
Yeah, they did really well.
So considering that the country was locked down for a long period of that build was fantastic.
A lot of our clients haven't built before. That faith that they put in us that we're going to deliver their dream. I came here this morning and I walk in and I just get a great feeling, and it's hugely satisfying for me to come back a year after we finished and see people living and enjoying what we've built together.
And it was a nice moment where I could say, go on, I'll show you the house we built in Wamberal last year, walking along the beach, and with the waves in the background, and you're looking up at the cladding and on the deck out the back there. It's really special.
But I love the site. I think the site's just fantastic. The house responds to that site carefully in a nuanced way, and for us, Imagination is empowered by good builders and good craftsmen.
When building next to the coast, every decision you make has to be weighed against the forces of Mother Nature. And while this house literally sits on the high tide mark, it's also on the high water mark in terms of quality design and building. They've certainly delivered here with a safe set of hands.